you okay?
Don't touch me.
Lieutenant, you should.
Have the room, please. Hi, Karen.
I ain't doing this. Y'all told me that I never had to face him.
That was out of our control.
Exactly. You can't control nothing. You can't guarantee that you're gonna protect me and my boy.
Here we are. Episode 11. This episode of the Alchemy Podcast is brought to you by Space 226 for all your content creation needs. Shouts out to Drive Films. We got a short out there today. Stockholm is on Amazon Prime right now, so you can go and watch that. Make sure you do. Make sure if you like the Alchemy Podcast, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. All that good stuff. We are blessed today with Shana and Will. I've known you for a long time, maybe going on 10 years. But for those of you who do not know who Shana is, she is known for her roles on Law and Order SVU, Crown Heights, working with Lakeith Stanfield, The Big Sick, starring Ray Romano and Kumail Nanjiani, Public Morals, brought to you by Steven Spielberg and Ed Burns. Her recurring role with NBC's Shades of Blue, starring Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta. And most recently, The Closet Bitch, that you two both worked on. Hey. Congratulations. How's that going? How did that collaboration come to be about?
You can take it. Okay, I'll take it.
You had it for a while before I got
yes,
involved.
I was. How did the creation come about? Period. The
Yeah,
Closet
period.
Bitch.
Yep.
Okay, I really was. I just always wanted to do a one-woman show. Had no idea how to do it, what I was going to talk about, who I was going to play. I knew that I wanted to play a ton of actors because I'm an actor. I watch people. I become people, but I didn't know how to tie it into like an important story that hooks people and inspires people. I wanted to give them the juice. You know what I mean? But I didn't know how to do that. And one day I was getting my headshots taken by a photographer, and she gave me this book called The Artist's Way. And I was like, yes, I guess I need this. And I put it on my shelf for about 4 or 5 years. She was like, this book is going to change your life and help you write your one-woman show. And I was like, yeah, of course it is. And I put it right on the shelf. And then one day, I think I quit a bartending job and was bored at home. And I was like, oh, what's this book? Oh, no. Some amazing comedic actress who created a one-woman show said The Artist's Way helped her write her one-woman show.
Who was that?
Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking up right now. I don't
No
remember.
worries. You're good.
She was on The Office, though.
It'll come to you as soon as we're done
Of course.
shooting this
And I'm
podcast.
home.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was like, really? Oh, so the photographer was right. I didn't listen. Great. Cool. Took the book off the shelf, and it said, it gave you like certain exercises to do. And one was take yourself on an artist date, I think once a week or once a month. And the other was every single day when you wake up, before you do anything, write for 20 minutes. I don't care if it's your grocery list. I don't care if it's about your mama, your daddy. I don't care what it is. Or I don't care if it's, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write.
Yeah.
And so I started just like that. I was like, this is stupid. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know what to write. And then I dug deeper and deeper because every day I decided to just stick with one thing in my life. And I never really stuck with anything like that. Like that kind of decision, uncomfortable decision, disciplinary decision on my own, other than like losing weight or working out. So I did it. And before you knew it, I mean, I was writing for an hour. I was writing poetry. I was writing all kinds of shit. But I noticed I was writing the same thing kind of over again, but different stories, which was I was closet bitching. And closet bitching is being afraid of making other people uncomfortable, especially the ones close to you. I was never really afraid of making like extremity people or just associates or people that I haven't seen in a long time uncomfortable. But like my mother, my father, my coworkers, my best friend.
You were putting your inner bitch in the closet to save face and just to make everybody else feel better.
There you go.
Got you.
There you go. And that was the common denominator in all these, what are they called? Dream pages?
Morning pages.
Morning pages. And they were funny. And they were painful and embarrassing and crazy. And I was like, yo, this is it.
Yeah.
This is my one-woman show. But I'm going to have to go in front of eventually my mother, my father, who I'm writing about, you know, my close friends, my ex, you know, all these people.
One of the things that I noticed before I get into the next question of how you guys met each other, one of the things that stand out to me about you is your range as an actress. Your range as an actress to not only play all these different characters in The Closet Bitch, like the fact that you love to play these characters, and there's so much truth behind each character. It's not just like, I'm just going to be the hood dude, or I'm just going to be this woman. I'm just going to be, you know, your stepmother who's, it's so much truth within that. And can you elaborate on that a little bit further?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do, or could have a lot to do with being the only child and not having anybody to play with. And,
Me too.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm home and I'm dealing with these issues. And I think I've always, to some degree, have been a closet bitch because that's how I was raised to be. I was raised by my dad. Your opinion doesn't matter here because I'm the father. And what I say goes. That's how I took it. You know what I mean? So I understand you might want to speak up right now, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. So I would shut up. And then I would just focus on his mannerisms or focus on the fact that he's cheating on my mom with this woman. And I want to, what's up with this woman? I want to see how she moves, how she breathes, how she thinks, how does she eat her food? And why is she moving while she's in the middle of a seat?
Yeah.
Why can't she stay still? What's she doing? What's going on there? And then I noticed, okay, you sniff a little. Got it. That thing causes this reaction. And that's why you act like that. So I started looking deeply into the behavior patterns and the nuances of just a human being and how they move, and it became fascinating to me.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
So I understand as an actress, it could be like sometimes when you, okay, cool, I have this one woman show. Now it took me this long to write it. Now I'm finally writing it and workshopping it. How do I find the right person to help me tell this story? How did you two come to meet?
So we have a mutual friend, Kawana, who I had a web series with called Young and Reckless that we did, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And we needed an actress. And actually one of the funniest stories is like some crazy description of this character was like overweight, middle-aged woman with an attitude because she doesn't have time to be at work. So whatever, it was crazy. So Shana comes in for an audition. And because I'm like, every actor has to audition. And Shana comes in thinking she's playing not that character, but the young girl in the script. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you're playing the other one. And she was like, well, that's not me. And I was like, I know, just ignore it. And then that's how it started. And then she was in that and she was amazing. And then she invited me to the very final night of her first performance of The Closet Bitch. And her father was there. Olga was there. Her mom was there. Tosh was there. Her teacher was there. And I was like, what is this courage? Like, I don't know. I was like, wow. I was fascinated. And then I was like, who directed this thing? And she was like, I did it all myself. Wow. And I was like, whoa. And then she asked me to direct it sometime after that. And then, we've been rolling since.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know that I just from like, we follow each other's paths from meeting each other maybe 10 years ago. One of the main things that I saw you say was the significance of being relentless with the way that you pursue your art, with the way that you pursue your craft, or whatever it is that you're pursuing, the significance of being relentless. Can you elaborate on how that thought pattern became like a catalyst for you?
Absolutely. I think it can, for some people, take time. For me, it took time to develop that. And hopefully I answer this appropriately, or I'm answering exactly what you're asking me to answer. But as an actor, I don't know about every actor, but I, as well as hundreds, thousands of other actors, are automatically putting themselves in a beggar's seat. Just automatically. Pick me, choose me. I'm good enough, right? something comes over you when you walk in an audition room, and it has happened to me, and I see it happen to other actors, where it's almost like you can't be yourself. And when you walk out, you feel like yourself, and you're like, "Why the fuck did I? How come I didn't do anything what I planned when I was at home? What happened to me? What happened to you is that you put everybody in that room here, and you put yourself down here. And every time you are around anybody in the industry, you put yourself in an inferior position and put everyone else in a superior position. And doing the morning pages and constantly hearing no's, constantly, made me say, because this wasn't me. I had started my own business. I was doing real estate. I used to bartend like a beast. I controlled my world. So how come in this world, I felt like I didn't control shit? I was just like, yeah, no, okay, no. Yes, yeah, no, okay, no. Do they like me? No, I'm not good enough. I started telling myself I wasn't good enough. And I was like, yo, fuck that. No, I'm not going to allow their no's, which honestly, most of the time have nothing to do with you. But we think they do because we're putting ourselves in the do you like me seat, the beggar seat.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to stop auditioning, and I'm going to reset my mind and focus only on what I wrote on the show. And I'm going to rebuild my confidence, and I'm going to put myself out there. It was so difficult for me to even rent a theater space and to ask people to come and see me because I was in a beggar seat for so long.
Yeah.
But then that first night, that opening night, I was like, I didn't look for their approval. I walked on stage and I was like, now y'all gonna get this fucking work. Y'all are gonna get this. This is my story. And I know it's not corny. It's great. This is me. I've checked it time and time again. This is some good shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is some good shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give y'all all of me. I'm gonna be really me this time. And I did that, and I was like, oh, I get it. It's like, so what happened was I just had to decide this is what I want without checking in with anybody else and say, go get it, make it happen. What do I want? Do I want a show? Okay, yes, I want a show. Do I want to make money from the show? Okay, yes. Now this is what I have to do to make money from the show. And I started teaching myself I'm the shit. Yeah. And it's okay to say that. It's not conceited. That's not extra. It's true. Because who else is going to tell you? What are you waiting for? The casting director? The agent? Which they're amazing.
And that shit changes every day.
Yes.
Every day for circumstances that have nothing to do with you. And it's just like, you know, you are, as an actor or even as a director, you're only as good as the last job you worked on. And if it's not recent, it doesn't matter how good it was, doesn't matter this, doesn't matter that. Like, are you on the hottest show right now? Are you, do you have a development deal? Are you signed to this agency? You're not? Well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's heartbreaking, but we need to keep finding empowering things that we need to empower ourselves with our own stories, and what better vehicle to find than that? Yeah. So what's next for the Closet Bitch? Are you allowed? You don't have to name names. I know that. But I heard that there's some really good things going on. And what's next for the Closet Bitch?
Well,
well, okay.
Yeah.
We have a deal on the table.
Okay.
That we're very excited about. We're moving forward with that deal. Yeah. And it's going to allow us to grow so much and put us in a much better position. We were, I guess, is this fair to say? Look, I'm happy about this. I'm gonna say this. We recouped our money. Not a lot of people can say that. And I'm very, very, very grateful and happy for that. We're very grateful where it's going to go. We can't say yet where it's going to land, but it will be out in November on a different platform.
Nice.
So we're very excited about that. We also have talks with other networks for season 2.
Honestly, I really have to say, I have to take time out and say this. I don't know of any other actress that has as much range as she does. I really don't. Like, it's on some level of, what's her face from Strangers with Candy? Amy Sedaris.
Oh, Amy Sedaris.
It reminds me of Amy Sedaris. Like,
she's dope.
And that's like high level, really high level, man. I really have to say that.
Thank you.
What was it like working with Ray Liotta on Shades of Blue?
That was probably my first encounter, or not encounter, but my first acting experience with someone that I not only look up to, but I watched and said I would love to work with that person. And that's a movie. Like Goodfellas was a movie that I watch. I can't turn. You understand what I'm?
That's a fucking movie, right there.
What? Hey, that I can't turn it off when it comes on. That's one of those movies when it's on.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal to turn it off when it's on your TV in New York. It's New York state law. You cannot turn it off.
You can't turn it off.
It's legal. Yeah.
So, but I think he's a genius. And so, what was it like working with him? It's quiet. It's quiet. I'm so used to being on set with other actors, and this is no shade. This is just how times are now, where everyone is on their phone, seeing what's going on social media, their agent calls, talking to their boyfriend, their girlfriend. Ray is in the corner on the sidelines, whether it's outside or inside. He's not afraid to be around people, watching the dog. He's breathing in the air. He's living in the moment. And he's super chill, and he's very giving. So in the scene that we did, a super emotional scene we did in the bathroom on Shades of Blue, I had to cry. I had to be hella emotional. And I found my place. I did some sense memory work, and I knew exactly what I was doing.
Just to give a little background for the viewers that don't know this scene, you're playing Karen, right? And the conflict was that you were with a guy who was forcing you. Well, he was pretty much making your son into a drug mule, right?
Yes.
And you had the conflict of, am I gonna go this route and be a snitch, or am I gonna I at least if I'm a snitch, I know that nothing's for certain. This dude could get out tomorrow and try to kill me and my son, or am I going to go the route of just keeping my mouth shut, and at least I know, the cops can't really do nothing to me, but at least I know that, at least I won't die tomorrow.
Right.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe not die tomorrow.
Yeah.
If he's paranoid or not.
Yeah.
We don't know. But now I know he doesn't give a fuck about me because of what he did to my son.
Right.
So, she chooses to talk. Because she's trying to shut it all down, right? Now she's being a full mama bear. And in this moment, she hasn't decided that yet. She hasn't made the decision. And she's just focused on taking care of her son and, yes, dying, or her son dying. So it's super, super, super scary for her. And she's in the bathroom trying to pull it together. And I know exactly how to pull the emotion out. But the director said, he didn't want it too emotional. He wanted the emotion. No, he said, I don't want it overly emotional. I want you to fight the tears.
Okay.
So I said, okay, got it. And then he said, I don't want them to come initially. I want them to come. He was like, I want the tears to come while you're talking to Ray. And that could be a little difficult because you're ready, you're prepared before Ray walks in. And then when Ray walks in, they might go away. Yeah. Right? They could go away.
At 43 seconds, I want a tear to come from that right eye.
When I want it, I want it.
But not all the way down, just to the nose.
No, but he was fantastic, though. He was a great director.
Yeah.
Felix, I forgot his last name. He was amazing. Ray saw I had a bit of a struggle. And slightly switched up the words that triggered exactly what the director wanted. And he did it for me. Because he didn't have to do it. He's fine. He's Ray Liotta. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he said, the words were whatever the words were, but what he said was, you told me the other day that you wanted to be a good mom. And that had me. That wasn't in the script. And I was like, oh my God.
I did want to be a
So
good
he's
mom. Yeah.
he's gifting. He's gifting. He's
Yeah.
quiet. He's selfless. Because him and J-Lo, they were like key. You know, they're key, so they don't have to do that.
No.
You know, so I appreciate him, and he taught me a lot. He taught me how to gift. No matter how big you get, gift.
Yes.
This is a we thing. This is not just about me and my fame and my star time. This is about making the story work and making the show flow, because there's an audience out there that needs to see what's going on. So yeah, it's dope.
That's amazing. That makes me feel all types of ways, because of course you grow up watching Ray Liotta. He's a legend. Yeah. Beyond legend. Icon. I wanted to talk about, because I go through this myself. You have a big job for a little while and everything is amazing. You have a big job for a while and everything is amazing, and it seems like, you know, this could be the one to put you over, and then you don't have another job for a while, and then for a while turns into 6 months, and then it becomes a little role here, and then you're grateful for it. You trick yourself into being like, I'm so happy for this one day here, and then the same thing happens again. How do we as artists keep ourselves going, inspired, and stay on that road? Because for me, it's a tough one. You know what I mean? I'm in between certain things right now, but I'm working on creating my own path. But how do you guys do it?
I can tell you right now, I am currently struggling between directing and bartending, and my directing work comes and goes. But I have those same 3 shifts bartending. Yeah. And I can tell you that place is inspiring, because it is such shenanigans that I'm just getting material for my life all day, every day in there. As much as I hate going and being there, and I'm salty about it because I need to be home editing or making calls or looking for a location, whatever I need to be doing, even meeting with Shana for hours on the phone. I need to be doing that. And I'm thinking about that when I get there. So I'm a little like, why am I here? What am I doing? And then sometimes my coworkers can pull me out of that, because I mean, they're funny, but also it's just like a crazy environment. And so I'm inspired to do more directing when I'm off, but also they're giving me such good material because they're such characters while I'm there that I'm like, oh, I gotta write about this. Yeah. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And yeah, so I mean, it comes and goes, and you can't really plan when you're going to be inspired, but I'm always inspired when I go to work. I'll say that.
Nice.
For me, I used to do the same thing. I used to bartend and act, and I'll tell you, the first time it happened when I was on Law and Order, I was on a high. I was on a natural high. And it's funny because right after we shot, I had a shift the next day and I had to go to work. And I was like, I forgot about this life, right? Yeah. I have to do this, have to pay my bills. And Law and Order was only for like 2 days. So that was a pill to swallow, that humble pie. I thought for some reason I was going to take off. I didn't have anything else planned, but I thought I was going to take off. And that happened with everything I started booking. I would book, but have to go back to bartending, book and have to go back to bartending until I just couldn't do it anymore, because I realized, yes, I'm grateful for the money that I'm getting because it's supporting my acting 100%. I paid for half of the closet bitch with bartending and acting gig money. But you have to go where the soul feels happy. And for me, it was eating me so much that I decided, wait a minute, there's so many inspirational people here that say, if you don't want to do something, then don't do it. But then what do you do, right? What do you do? The answer is always inside of us. Yeah. Always. You might not be looking deep enough, but it's always there. And I was actually speaking to my man one day, and I was like, yo, I have this book idea. I have this idea about helping actors, giving them the information that I wish I would have had when I first started out. Because I've been in this game for almost 15 years and I have hustled my ass off. Yes. And I know so many different roads and twists and turns to give people the easy route. Just a little bit easy. None of it's easy, but some insight. Just some insight and a better route. And I'm telling you, if you do one and then you add one and then you'll get to 2. You just listen, you know? So I was talking about it, and he said, "Okay, just write it then." And I was like, "Yeah, okay," but I've never written a book, never done that. But also, I feed myself a lot of inspiration from like YouTube. I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk and Lisa Nichols and Jim Rohn, and I feed myself all this inspiration, and then I get pumped up like a boxer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go write it. So he forced me to sit down in Starbucks and write the book until I was done, and then I was like, well, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
This is how I can make some money while also helping and inspiring people. What better way to help somebody? I mean, what better way to make money than to help somebody and inspire them?
It's a great man right there. Yeah.
High five, even though you're on your phone. But,
now we all need somebody, like when you have an idea, it's easy. Inspiration's free, right?
Inspiration's free.
It's so easy to have an idea. Like, I got this idea. It's crazy. Everybody knows somebody that's naturally talented. You got an idea. It's great. You have an idea one day. Then it's like, what happened to that fucking idea?
Right.
You
No, he
know?
like held my hand and was like, right.
That's great.
And I said, okay, cool. But the answer to your question, you said, how do you stay inspired? Is that?
How do you keep going as a creative when you know that you just came off of booking a huge job and then you got to get back to the real world? How do you stay inspired? How do you stay motivated? Yeah.
How do you stay inspired? How do you stay motivated? I noticed that, and let me know, both you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. When you're grateful, I wake up every morning and I say 10 things I'm grateful for, right? Sometimes I write and I purge, and I take the action of, oh, this should be a sketch. Oh, this should be a great idea. And I actually write it down. And when you do that, you open a portal inside of you because you're putting out goodness. You open this portal. This might sound cheesy, but then more greatness comes into you. More ideas pour in because you put that gratitude out there and that gratefulness and those wonderful ideas. Then that inspiration starts hitting you more and more and more and more and more. And you're like, oh yeah. I got shit. I got loads of stories. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess because I decided to look at the glass half full.
Yeah.
That my glass is always full. So I visualize, all right, I got the answer. Got it. I just focus on what I want.
Yeah.
I just simply focus on what I want. That's it.
For me, it's a really similar thing. It's easy for me to get depressed. It's very, very easy for me to get depressed, like probably too easy. So the practice of gratitude has become such a priority for me in my life, because if I even skip a day, people that know me and that are close to me, they'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you today? Like, you're all right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking upset. Like, I'm annoyed because I forget how grateful I am for the little things. So I really, I cling to those things that are inspiring, and I cling to those things that make me feel gratitude. So it's a really similar thing. What about for you?
I try to surround myself with people who have interesting stories. I don't know if that's like something I'm conscious of when I'm meeting people or letting people close to me in my I mean, I have a friend that I just was with last night who was fired from work, and she was just like really in a nasty mood and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, come with me to this event that I'm shooting for Grey Goose. And then she's there, and then I can tell she's really not feeling it. But then as we get drunker and then whatever, we pass out at my apartment, and then wake up this morning, she's still there, and I'm like, YouTube. I'm just like trying to change the energy. And these FKA Twigs videos just popped up, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. Let's just like watch it. And then we were hit with all this art, and then it completely changed the energy. And I was like, yeah. This is, I like to wake up and be like, what can I be hit with right now? And be inspired, something creative. I just have to be. Even if it's watching what's going on in the street in out of my window, I'm like, kind of groggy, kind of hungover. That's funny. This woman's cussing someone out. Let's watch for a while. Inspired. Got a whole new idea. So yeah, I'm trying to find an idea within these people, or just be surrounded by ideas and hit with art and inspiration. So
positive people too. Yeah. You ever read 48 Laws of Power?
No.
There's a law number 10, beware of the unhappy and the unhealthy. And he uses he uses the metaphor for like going into a building and trying to save someone that's burning. The burning building. I'm telling the story terribly now. Fucking it all up. So you go into this building, right, that's burning, and you want to save them. Maybe you got a t-shirt that you could kind of mask your face so you don't get too much smoke inhalation. So you go, you save this person, you come out, you have the possibility of dying days later from smoke inhalation, possibly smoke getting in your lungs or whatever. The point of the story is that if you surround yourself with people that are not positive, or people that don't see light at the end of the tunnel, or people that don't have inspiration, then you trying to save them sometimes is equivalent to going in and trying to save them from that burning house. Like you could die from negativity inhalation, you know? How can we keep up with you before we go?
Instagram.
What's your
Best
Instagram?
way. And my website, my Instagram is The Closet Bitch.
Got you.
And Shana A. Solomon, SHANA SOLOMON.
Got you.
My website, same.
And I'm Young Shakespeare, no O, the Black Way. YUNG Shakespeare.
YUNG. Yeah.
YUNG, young Shakespeare. Yeah, so that's my Instagram. And then I have a director page as well. That's The Direction of War, which are my initials, War.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I dig it. Before we get out of here, do you have any advice for young creatives that are out there and they're in the thick of it right now? They're at their survival job. They don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. They're fighting. They're fighting the good fight right now.
Yeah, definitely. That job that you have, like I said, look at it as a blessing, because that same $20 you might take to put on a cocktail or put on a concert or buy, I don't know, hair weave with it, you put it towards your goal, put it towards your dream. Just make a decision and use Google and figure out, what can I do to put myself one step closer? Is it taking an acting class? Is it an improv class? Is it getting some new headshots? Can you not afford that right now with this paycheck? Okay, we'll start saving up until you have that $600 to pay for that class or those headshots or that improv class or that commercial class or a trip to LA, whatever it is that you want to do. And be grateful every time you're busting those tables, pouring that drink, washing those dishes, taking that order, greeting those people, working your 9 to 5, whatever that is, and say, every second I'm here, I'm making money towards that goal that I'm about to go achieve and get closer to my dream. And shameless plug, I write all about that in my book, The Actor's Hustle.
Yes.
But no, seriously, yeah, use that hustle job as a blessing, and don't look at it as it's a curse or a problem, because it's helping you achieve your dreams.
Got you. What about yourself?
Try to find inspiration all around you, even if you think it's not there, it'll happen at some point. And be aware of the people in your life that are contributing to your goals and the people who are taking away from. Shana, for instance, had a camera, wasn't doing much with it. She lent it to me to shoot her. And a year later, I have 2 cameras, a bunch of microphones, and I'm obsessed with it. And I carry it every day, and I want to shoot people that I'm inspired by. So yeah, just be aware of the people that can add to your, that are adding to your goals. Great.
Guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for coming. This was great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out The Closet Bitch and whatever moves these guys are talking about. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Cool.